from this addiction. There's no redemption from this affliction. My soul is permanently shelled. There's no redemption.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? We're down here in North Carolina. A little tired. We've been doing the spring dirt fling, getting a lot of awesome gold, doing some crazy stuff, filming some crazy stuff. Joe got a big nugget. Gold Eagle had the find of a lifetime today, and he wasn't filming, but he's got witnesses. So without further ado, you guys know why we're here. We have a star of stage, screen, and film, Elley Ringo. We got Gold Eagle Prospecting and Mr. 403 Prospector. How's it going, Travis?
Good. How's everybody doing? Hello, YouTube. Oh, we got an extra one of you up. Staying busy. Excited for if Joe's gonna show his awesome find today. There he is, Mr. Gold Eagle. And there she is. Miss Elley is here. Hi, Elley.
Hi, guys. How are you?
We're
Wonderful. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. I'm still dirty from going out in the desert today, but I'm doing great.
So are we. We weren't in the desert. We were in the mud. All right. So normally I'd blow you up on big screen first, but I'm going to throw this old fella who found a bucket lister of bucket listers for... Yeah, you were supposed to have it ready. We already went through this.
Right over there. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Dementia sets
every time
with our older
so
population.
Prepared. So prepared.
Well, while he's being a slacker, we got Scrapyard Prospecting. How goes it? Facebook is having issues with the stream. We got a notification from StreamYard. We got Rusted Pioneering. We got 403 John Kirsch. We got Hobo Rob. What's up, Hobo Rob, out in Washington? Renee Vester down here in North Carolina, and Diving with Scuba Steve. We were talking about you a little bit. And Miss DB, Tie Guy 3D Printing, 406 Miner. All right, Joe, are you ready?
Some short bus rides.
Hey, everybody in chat. Yeah, well, we were up on the mountain today, and I brought my metal detectors with me. I got my metal detectors. My father left them for me. He's been using them since the early 80s probably, and I figured let me bring them down here and see if I can't find something good for the getting used to them. So I went metal detecting up there, and what it was an old mine, and they used to have slaves mining the gold up there. And one of the neighbors, who's also a member of the club, who has some claims right next to her, I showed him my find, and he was amazed because he says it was really, really old, and it's a good possibility it's something they used when the slaves were digging the gold. And here it is for you all to see. It's an old lock.
Isn't that so?
We don't know how old it is. I just pulled it out today, but it's a lock, and it could have been used on one of the slaves who were digging gold up there,
or a giant box full of gold.
Yep.
Or a giant box of gold. I'd be detecting.
We're digging in that spot. But we did find gold where we were digging. We ran less than 20 buckets, and we got well over a quarter gram of big chunky gold. So just doing a little test in there.
I'm extremely happy that I was able to find something with my father's metal detectors. That's,
and that's the thing.
That's what I set out to do, really.
Like, this metal detector is older than some of the people that watch our stuff. Like, you had the Fisher or the Whites?
It was the Spectrum, the white Spectrum.
The Spectrum.
Yeah, and I know my father used it in the mid '80s, easily. You know, early '80s possibly, and he got a number of good finds with that. You know, he had a couple of metal detectors, but you know, I was just happy that I can follow his footsteps and have found something of significance down here. That's what I was shooting for.
It is fantastic.
Every
All right,
time
so we got
every time I see that piece, I get goosebumps. Like the history with that find you have is wow,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Scuba Steve. We didn't get very much from Box Creek in the spot, and we voted we're going to do something cool with it. We're going to film it, so you'll get to see that. We got people saying hi to Ellie,
Hey guys.
and Ty Guy says, "Don't forget to smash that like button and show the love."
Oh yeah.
You get to vote for what?
We definitely appreciate that.
I can't believe you found that lock. That is
Right?
freaking.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Like, it's mind blowing. I thought what I found with a metal detector was cool. I've never found gold with a metal detector. I found everything
And
else,
it's like
but
a
never
super
gold.
bucket lister.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. The next thing is
These
the box.
these guys were all yelling at me on account of I'm not an experienced metal detector. You know, I just brought it down because we had a place to go, and I don't get a chance to use it that often.
Yeah.
So I went off on my own, not too far from where we were high banking, and I got a nice hit. Started digging, started playing around, and when I dug it up, I didn't know. I thought it was a crushed soda can or something like that, you know, until I washed it off. That's why I didn't film it. That's why I didn't get a chance to film it. But it ended up being a nice find.
And Jericho's just giving him the gears for not filming it.
That's right.
Oh yeah,
I said, you film them beep beeps. I don't care if it's a pull tab. You can delete that later.
That's right. Always
All right.
film what you dig up. I was so lucky to be filming what I dug up because I was like, oh, it's probably another stupid 22 bullet. Nope, not a chance. It was
Not a
awesome.
chance.
No, it was. I dug up two Civil War era buttons, like jacket buttons.
Nice.
That were
Nice.
officer buttons,
Nice.
and then I dug up a couple like 50 caliber bullets. They're
Oh, yeah.
huge. I mean, I can go get them if y'all want to see them, but they are absolutely beautiful. I shined them up. The brass buttons actually did shine a little bit, but I didn't want to do it too much to like hurt them.
Ruin them.
Yeah. And then we think the area that we were digging in, they were actually smelting their own metal because you would find piles of just the lead, and then you would find the cast bullet.
Nice.
You know, no shells, no nothing like that, just different rounds that were just bizarre, like super old. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. I was freaking out. Like it was
Yeah.
awesome. But
I'd be
this
freaking.
that lock, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I'm still waiting to find a gun someday, like a pistol.
That's the ultimate for me. A pistol. Yeah.
First
I
time
agree.
magnet fishing. I was first time I went magnet fishing. I was with Venture DeLow. There was a bunch of other magnet fishermen there, but I was standing next to Venture DeLow, and he threw in, pulled up brand new looking 9mm, and then I pulled up a couple of the magazines, and we pulled up a bunch of shells. So that was like that. I liked magnet fishing then. We got Reg Lab down there greeting everybody. Hobo Rob's doing some gambling in the chat games.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we got a busy chat happening. We got 18
Wow,
people
that's
in here.
awesome.
I
Yeah.
see you guys showed up.
Yep.
Okay, I would say if you found that gun, somebody was throwing that gun away.
Yo, so it was used in a crime within 2 weeks before at the football stadium.
Oh, you turned it in?
Yes, we every time we find anything, we found cannonballs that were explosive in Beloit at another event.
Wow.
Holy crap. I guess I'm talking about like a old pistol, like something you'd want
Yeah.
to keep. It's cool you
Yeah.
found a gun and you got to help with the crime and whatnot. That's awesome. But no, I want something like old. I still really want to find like a shotgun leaning up against a tree, like so many people dream about, like the one they found in
Right up
Nevada.
here.
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, that thing was so freaking cool. And the thing is like, I don't know what it was. A month afterwards, I was in the same like location where it was at. I was like, is there more?
Oh yes, Diving with Scuba Steve was there for that as well. All right, so we did. Charlie just got off of work, so he missed this, but we did a little tribute to him earlier today. Let me see if I can bring that up. Oh, it went to be feeding the ducks.
All right, Charlie. So our biggest loser this year was Gold Eagle prospecting. But hey, Charlie, this one's for you. Hey, you guys!
Yeah. That's awesome. Right on.
And don't forget to enter the hashtag #ElleyKnowsRocks.
That's right, guys.
She's going to be giving away. You got your giveaway ready? Show them what you're.
Yeah, I do. Am I announcing this or are you announcing this?
You're announcing it. You're right there on big screen.
Okay. So this is for anybody. This is for beginners. This is for experts. This is, just to keep in your kit. But this is one of my rock identification kits that I have created on my own. And so I'm giving this away tonight. I'm not sure how you guys are running the giveaway, but this is the little prize. It is super, super helpful when you're out there and you're like, what the heck do I have? What's going on? There's instructions. It tells you how to do it. And if you can't figure it out, I have made multiple videos so that you can figure it out. But it's for rockhounds, gold finders, everybody alike. And so I hope you guys appreciate it.
That's cool.
It is awesome. I actually seen she put that up on TikTok and I saw that and I was like, I would love to give one of those away because we have a geologist that hangs out with us quite often. He's actually down there in chat. He's actually here at the Spring Dirt Fling. He sent me the Bible, the Audubon Society Rock and Gem and Mineral book.
Isn't that a good one?
And
So
I love
good.
that book. It's so informative, and I suggest everyone gets this book. Travis, he ordered one a couple weeks ago, and it's amazing. The pictures help. Yes, 406 Minor, the pictures do help.
The pictures are great. And also with it, like mine is tabbed to death, like the little multicolored tabs, the whole thing. And it's very narrow, but oh my gosh, I used that forever, way before I started my actual like college degree of stuff. I was like, I'm going to learn what these are. So that book is amazing.
All right. So we've got quite a few questions prepped for her. But before we get into the rocks, gems, gold questions, a little bit of history on you. So you've been on some TV shows, some movies, and some plays, magazines as well. Seen you in GPAA magazine the month before I was in. You got the cover though, so that yours was better. But what else can you tell us? You did. You had the giant cover.
Yes, I love that. Those big orange crystals were amazing. Yeah, I write for two different magazines, the GPAA Gold Prospectors magazine, and then I write for the California Mining Journal as well, which is all about gold. And so I write for both of them. It's a lot of fun. It's actually a lot of work because I'll get to my deadline and go, uh-oh, I forgot to do something. What did I forget to do? Shoot, I have 2 days to write an article. I better get on it. Literally, I will have them going, hey, is it ready? Like, you've written it, right? Like, we're waiting for you because we've held your spot. And I'm like, no problem. And like, I'm usually like, what am I going to
Oh my God.
So sometimes it's like that, but sometimes I will get them months in advance. So it just depends. But thank goodness for Josh at the Gold Journal because he really lets me get it in last minute.
All right, on. That's awesome.
So
speaking of the GPAA, if you guys want to join the GPAA, hit up Prospecting 406 because Nick is a licensed GPAA's dealer, and his link will be in the description as well. All right, back to you. You go ahead.
Very, very cool. I was going to say that on top of everything that you mentioned, being a professional geologist, being a geologic consultant, being an actress, being on social media and a YouTuber and all of those things, I absolutely love camping, hiking, doing all of that kind of stuff. I'm an advanced open water scuba diver, deep diver, like dry suit certified. I love traveling. I love looking for minerals all over the place. I mean, I'll travel clear across the country just so I find one thing, especially if I'm invited to go somewhere and like I can get there. I mean, YouTube doesn't pay so much yet, but it's growing. So thank God. And I'm glad I have a big support team that just, loves what I'm doing and stuff like that. And so, I mean, that's kind of me in a nutshell, other than really loving my cats and so appreciating, my husband for his sacrifices of doing stuff to let me go do whatever it is that I want to go do. I'm so grateful for the life that I have. And I love living. I love doing something every day that's going to make me happy and excited. And I really, really love teaching people. I love it when people send me messages that they say, I have been looking at geology videos or rock videos or gold videos for years. And yours are the first ones where you've broken it down in a manner that I can explain it without making me feel stupid. And that makes me overjoyed. That's really cool, because most of the terms you can use in geology, like you could sound like a genius, right? Because, I mean, you have to read an entire giant freaking book to understand one term. But if you break that down into little terms that people can understand and they could use day to day, then it's something they can retain and take home with them. And it will get them really interested in what they're doing. And so that's what I want to do, because more people need to get outside.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when did you, when did you realize that mining was an interest to you?
So mining became an interest when I realized that that's where the money was at for being a geologist. Like, hardcore. Like you get into college, you think about all these big dreams that you could possibly have. And then you realize I need to pay off my loans, my student debt, that kind of thing. Yeah. And so going into mining was, the means to an end. I had no idea that I was going to like it so much. It was just, okay, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to be a mine geologist. I'm going to get in there and get my work done. But it's so fascinating, because that's where, like, you're down so many thousands of feet, like say in an open pit mine, and they uncover something cool. They call the geologist first. So if there's neat minerals on the ground, if there's something amazing, yeah, we kind of put things in our pockets. I didn't work for a gold mine, because I know that they check everybody's like bag and like certain areas to make sure you're not stealing gold. And so nothing ever like that. It was usually, cool quartz crystal or something that was pretty and blue. And right. So I loved that aspect of it once I realized I got to do that.
Yeah.
Ever since I've been down here, when we go, running the high banker and running everything through there, and you're cleaning out we're washing the rocks looking for the gold. But every time I see, something interesting, I don't know what it is, but it goes in my pocket. I feel like a little boy who comes home with his pockets full of rocks.
You're a closet rockhound. Don't tell anyone.
No, he's got a tumbler. He's not a closet, so he's got a tumbler. We tumble rocks. So it's like my wife we'll do our loads. We'll pick out rocks, the pretty ones, the agates, some random stuff that other people might not think is pretty. Then we'll tumble it and see what it looks like. And it's exciting, because we went and got a bunch of emeralds in matrix and tumbled that. It exposed more of the emerald. We found that tumbling the sapphires, rubies, and garnets, not so much fun.
Not so great.
We're going on month 2, but we're not giving up, because we want them really shiny. And our geologist says mining pays better than exploration for a geologist, at least 30% more.
Yes, mining pays great for a geologist in comparison. But what's real funny is you go in as a beginner geologist up against a beginner engineer, and the beginner engineer is still paid more than a beginner geologist in a mine. And you're like, wow. What the crap? I'm smarter than you. Engineers believe that D's get degrees. Not true.
But they do.
That part is, man. Like, they know the color of their own shoes, but they couldn't tell you what color your eyes are.
So you're talking about beginner geologist. You've been a geologist for 7, going on 8 years?
Oh, no, I've been a geologist for 13 years.
13 years. Okay.
Oh.
So how old were you when you first discovered your love of geology or prospecting?
Whew. Okay, so love of geology, not knowing that it was geology, I just had this love for rocks and minerals, and it sprung with looking for agates with my dad on the beach. And so for me, that was absolutely amazing. And so he would take me, like, on Saturdays and his days off down to the beach, and I would go collect agates or any other rock that looked shiny, sadly. And I would be carrying them back to the car, like pulling my pants up because they were going to fall down. And then my dad would help me carry whatever I wanted to. And so I had this huge rock collection. The cool rocks, like all the agates, I actually still have my original agate collection. I was a very keepsake child. And so you touch my stuff in my special little box, you were dead person. And so I kept that with me. And so the hoarder status of rocks has lived on. But I was 7, 8 years old when that happened. And I fell in love with it. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I had no idea what geology was. I didn't even know what a rock was. I just know that that was shiny and cool, and I could find it on the beach. And
That's
so
cool.
that's where everything sprung from.
Nice. When did you decide to get into geology?
I got into
Formally.
Yeah,
Formally.
formally into geology. It was it 2008? I was working at a horrible job, and I decided to go and look for Virgin Valley fire opals. So they're precious fire opals. They're like one of 3 places you can find precious fire opals in the world. And I was like, I'm going to go look for fire opals, see if I can find them. And so I went up there and I dug all day long in the side of this hill. Somebody told me what they should look like, what they should sound like, all of these things. And it started to rain. And I'm not talking like sprinkling. I'm talking like people got in their cars because the hail was so big, someone was going to get knocked out. And I kept digging in the hill till everybody's like honking their horns at me. That was like all lined up against this like high wall. And they're like, you need to get in the car. So I walk back. I'm about a foot taller because of the mud, and shake everything off and get in the truck. And I'm like, I could do this. This is amazing. I could do this for the rest of my life. What is it called? What would I have to do? So I went home and I Googled how to look for rocks for a living. Like, not even joking you. And it said, oh, you could be a geologist. I was like, cool, what's that? So I had to look at what that was. And next thing you know, I was enrolled in college, and I quit my job and just went full force ahead. And 3.5 years later, I had my degree.
Wow, good for you.
Nice.
That's awesome.
We got a comment down in chat.
Yes.
Question. Have you ever been to Montana? There are loads of minerals to explore, and this is coming from Prospecting 406 from Montana, and he actually has an upcoming episode with Dave Turn on American Backyard Gold. The 26th, I believe, is the showing.
Yeah.
Sweet. I've been to Montana. It's where I found out that I was deathly allergic to hornets. But I never went up there to look for any rocks. I wanted to go up to look for sapphires dearly. And I haven't really like made the physical contact to go, hey, can I come to your mine as a lonely geologist and YouTuber and make a video? Because I'm sure they get hit up all the time. And that's part of me going, oh, I don't want to be a burden, but oh my gosh, I really so badly want to go look for sapphires.
To be quite honest, never be afraid to ask, because you get told yes more than you get told no. And you can't get told yes if you don't ask.
Exactly. And so I just need to do it. But I haven't been there. I want to go really bad to actually look for rocks.
Yeah,
well,
like
we got a number of people out there in Montana. That's one of the first things that I did a couple of years ago. I met 406 Miner in one of these chats, told him it was part of my bucket list that I wanted to go to Montana. And about 6 months later, I was on a plane going out there and actually went to his claim. And we were in the creek looking for gold, found a couple specks of gold, some good gold, and crossed that off my bucket list. So we got plenty of guys in Montana to be more than hospitable when you get up there.
Yeah.
And this is my 406 sluice. He made me a sluice box with my first couple months into it, and all handmade. He even made the mats. It's all silicone.
Very cool.
Legion sluice mats. Yeah.
Yep, Legion sluice mats are awesome. So there's a question. So you've done a variety of stuff with gold. Now, what is your favorite way to get gold?
Oh wow. Um,
If you could go right now to get some gold, how would you do it?
well, I mean, if I'm gonna go like right now, I'm gonna take a dry washer, and either I'm gonna take a puffer box or I'm gonna take one that I can attach to a leaf blower and go out and get gold. I have like a homemade dry washer, but it has like the keen like fan with the weight thing in the bottom. I don't remember what the thing's called. I can replace it and fix it. I just never remember the names of them. And so I would go out that way. It's lightweight. It's easy to pack. I throw it my side by side. And so I like things like that. Otherwise, I have a puffer
No, I
box
meant if you could go
like
and
that.
be wherever you want to go get gold.
Mhm.
Where would you go get gold, and what would you use?
Where would I go? Holy crap. Oh man, I'd go to Nevada.
Nevada?
And I would get I'd have some kind of a trommel system with me. I'd have an excavator, and I would have a long ass mat system. I think that oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind right now of remembering the name.
That's okay.
I think that people cut off their mats too quickly when they're using a trommel and they're using that whole system. I think that the longer the better, because I've used them all. And the longer, if you go to, I think that the longest one was 30 some feet or whatever. And that was a pain to clean out. But I can't complain with what we did. We had 6 ounces in a day. And
All right, let's go.
yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, let's go.
Come on, Trav. Hey,
definitely.
Joe, let's go.
Yeah, we're
So
I'll
we
get
got
my call now.
we got some international viewers in. Our friend Telka Detector just joined us from Chile. How's it going, Telka? Everybody,
Hello.
so his English is a little I'd say not bad, but he's saying good evening, not good night.
Good evening.
But yeah. What is your usual process for going to a new place and looking at the geology for gold? So if you're going to you're coming to North Carolina, what's your process for going to a new place like North Carolina and looking at the geology for gold? Where would you come in North Carolina? How would you decide?
Well, I don't know exactly where I would go in North Carolina because I haven't researched it yet, but that's the first place I would start is research. I would look at all of the sites that I have access to for any LiDAR geological maps, regional geology, very micro geology, depending on different counties. Hopefully each county has a map. They should, because USGS does a really good job of making sure that you have geologic surveys of the area. Fantastic. So that's the first place I start, because not all geology has gold, and you want to have the best mineral assemblages in order to have gold. And that's where I start. I want to see where it's at. And then from there, it's about having boots on the ground, and it's picking areas based on that primary geology and hoping that the secondary post mineralization actually pays off. And that's where your gold's going to be. And so that's where you start. Otherwise, you have eyes on the material and you test.
Yep.
Test a lot. And I mean, for me, like a primary sort of testing, it's not huge. If I can't find anything in a bucket, I don't need to be there. Like just a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
And so, because it's not going to be economical. If I'm looking at stuff for a claim owner, they don't need to be going through huge amounts of stuff. Like if I have to do like a 5-bucket run, that's just to see how much 5 buckets has. If I have something in a bucket and I get 2 little like fly poops, there's no point. If I get some flakes, if I get some pickers, if I get stuff like that, then we keep going.
Yeah.
And then you expand from there and you keep testing.
So Ellie, what
Nice.
are some, because we have hobbyists in here, what would be some good indicators on the creek to look for gold?
Well, always your black sands, but depending on where you are, not every place has like heavy sands.
Right.
Sometimes you have rough garnet that just pops out because of it. And rough garnets they're industrial garnets. They're not very pretty. They're just kind of red, but they're also going to be in lieu of your dark sands, your black sands. You're going to look for any forms of pyrite in the area, anything that is a leach cap material. You're going to have to maybe look up that term, but basically it's that really ruddy rock that looks like it had holes in it where something has been plucked out because meteoric water or rainwater or just surface water has dissolved whatever was in that rock. And it's usually pyrite that is dissolved out because it creates its own sulfuric acid. And so with that, the gold also gets leached out of there too. Since pyrite's really, really easily fractured and it's super brittle, gold pops out from being attached to pyrite really easily. But pyrite has enough iron in it that gold attaches itself to it when it comes up in sort of in quartz veins or in, you know, a quartz rich area. And so those are the things that you kind of start to look for if you're just looking at the geology. I mean, if you're looking at a creek, I'm sure that every hobbyist has seen, you know, you look in your bends, you look behind big rocks, and I love root systems. One of my favorite places and the best gold I've found has been around and in root systems.
Yeah.
Because the tree has been there for a really long time. It's going to continue to grow. And so the bigger the roots, usually the older the gold, and usually the less or the least amount of space it's traveled. And so you get some of that chunkier gold, some of that stuff that hasn't been so smoothed out.
Yeah. And what about moss? What do
Oh,
you think of moss?
I love moss
Yeah.
mining just because like it's a perfect place to test.
Yeah.
Like if you're in an area and you have moss on the creek or in an area where the creek was at, that's what I did in Greenland. Like I
That's
would
why I
test-
asked.
I would go test moss
Yeah.
because it's like if it's there, like if gold is there, there's definitely gold in it. But it's I mean it's nature's mat, and so use it. And if you find gold in your in the moss, holy crap! Yes, please dig down in that area because you're definitely going to find more.
What are some suggestions that you'd give to new prospectors? Like who
take
are
up
just
golding. No. I'm kidding. So new prospectors is join a club or actually like piggyback with somebody else. Go out with somebody who knows what they're doing, because even though you might learn a lot of stuff about like watching people online, there are millions of YouTube videos out there about what to do for gold. But until your hands are in it and you realize that once you're given the shovel that you have to bear the load of what you dig up, either people are going to drop out or they're going to go, I love this. And there's not really an in-between of people at all. And I've seen like both spectrums where they're so excited to get out there. You hand them the shovel and you're like, okay, now classify this. They're like, wait, what?
yeah.
Yeah.
So you're weeding out the wheat from the chaff, so to speak. And so it's but go with somebody and then see what equipment they use, see what equipment that you like that they're using. And if you like it, you purchase that equipment. If you don't like that equipment, there's tons of it out there. There's something for everybody, and everything works differently, and it all just depends on your personal preference once you start learning from somebody that's experienced.
Yeah, and there's lots of DIY guys out there on the internet too.
You can make stuff cheaper than you can buy it. And then we have different prospectors. So we have what we call postal prospectors, where they order pay dirt. Yep, they get pay dirt in the mail and they pan at home and they experience what it's like. So we sell authentic pay dirts, authentic with a capital AU. We went out to the Phoenix mine in Colorado, collected cons, ran it across our sloughs, collected the cons, made pay dirt bags, added gold, obviously, just to get a guarantee. But there was naturally occurring gold in some of the bags. What we found is people enjoy that. And that's what this guy, Mr. Joe, he started out doing.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, and that's a great way to start. If you're going to continue that way, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. You have to go out and get your own. I felt like, so a lot of YouTube channels, it's community based, and we do send pay dirts to each other, and eventually it becomes recycled gold. Like you're getting pay dirt from the same person over and over and over. And like right now we have our North Carolina Nugget Hunter bags. It's a red clay pay, a 0.5 gram guarantee with the 1+ gram gold nugget in 1 out of 20 bags. And
wow, that's nice.
It's $65 with shipping. Gold's going up, so you should get one.
Nice plug.
Yeah,
I love it.
But yeah, no. So we do have a lot of people that learn to pan at home, and we actually bring people up backstage if they don't want to come on a live, and we teach people on a live stream or backstage video chatting how to pan. Tilt it a little bit more, get a little bit of an angle on it. Let the water do the work. Like Joe Joe is an excellent teacher. We usually go up there and we'll have 5, 6 of us. We're making them nervous. They're on the big screen. We're over here giving them crap. And Joe's the teacher. It's fun.
I got,
love
yeah,
I got the patience. That's all. I'm very patient. That's all.
That's
With new
awesome.
people who are learning how to pan, you just got to tell them a few things, get them flowing, and let them go.
That's right.
So
I love doing. I love doing.
and he's good at it. Out of all your treasure hunting activities, you spoke about a lot of them. So what is your favorite treasure hunting activity?
So treasure hunting as in gold or like metal detecting or rock?
Lost gems, metal detecting, rocks, all the full spectrum of the treasure fam, rockhounds, metal detectorists, treasure hunters. We're looking for the Beale treasure. I don't know if you heard about the Beale papers, but a lot of gold and silver came from Arizona and was deposited in Virginia. There was 3 ciphers released by the guy, and one was solved. They have a general idea where it is, and I use LiDAR to see where there's prior diggings and things that happen. So I was going to ask, when you were talking about how you do your research, do you use LiDAR to determine if there are prior diggings, historic diggings?
Yes, LiDAR is amazing for that. And if the area's had a substantial amount done, for sure. Otherwise, if it's like a base surface, if it's just been very roughly done or very poorly processed, because I used to process LiDAR and do that myself working in the mining industry. So I know the process very well. And so it just depends on how well they did it and then the image that they put out. So is that your pay dirt?
Yeah.
Peter. Yeah.
I need one of those, definitely, because that would be fun. People on my YouTube.
They are fun. Yeah.
But yeah, LiDAR is a fantastic thing. But also some of the geologic survey reports, even for maps and stuff like that, they also will have like prior digged areas that they've cataloged. And so you just have to deep dive into it to find out.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a comment in chat I have to read. Joe's patience got the best of him for the truffle shuffle challenge. So we do a panning challenge at the spring dirt fling. Whoever gets, it's the same, we buy a pay dirt bag from the mine, and whoever gets the least amount of gold in a 45-minute timer. So it's 40 pounds of dirt you're panning. And there is a planted nugget in there. It's based on luck. It's based on skill, speed. You have 45 minutes to go through this. You go too fast, you're going to lose gold. You go too slow, you're not going to get your nugget, Joe.
I was explaining. I'd rather get the gold than I
Clean.
don't mind doing the truffle shuffle, but I'm not going to lose no gold.
You
So
see,
I wasn't going to do that 40-pound bucket.
He had no black sand in his snuffer bottle. He didn't even have to clean it. He had the cleanest gold in the 45 minutes. He's just taking his time, chilling.
Dude.
Yeah,
Nothing.
So we were asking about your other treasure hunting.
Treasure hunting.
I have some of my favorite pieces from last year. And so I'm going to bring these up if you guys can see.
Yeah, I'm going to put you on solo.
Oh, look at those.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
So
wow.
Those are champagne topaz from Topaz Mountain in Utah.
Holy.
Very nice.
I
Aren't
love
those
that.
beautiful?
I love that one closest to your hand, the tallest one.
Isn't that pretty?
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
I can't claim the tallest one, unfortunately. My husband found it. But the rest of them were mine, and I feel like these were the best. I actually have an entire baggie of like the things that we had found, which was fantastic. And then I would have to say, because it's very close and very dear to my heart, my other most favorite treasures are the rubies that I got in Greenland.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I know it's very hard to see them, but I also did bring the black light. I don't know if you guys can see how bright
they are getting a little fire.
Yeah, like you can see like that bright red kind of sheen that gets to them. But these are they're so close to me because I went through a lot to get those. So
yeah.
and then also last year I went to the Ottoson Brothers turquoise mines, and I'm a huge turquoise fan. And so, you know, don't shame me for that if you guys don't like it. I don't
Well,
know.
that's
if you guys-
pretty.
Yeah, that's nice.
I don't know how to make the camera better to
No, you
like
got it.
focus
You
on
got it.
shit.
That's good.
Yeah,
No,
looks
you
good.
can't see it though. You still can't. That sucks.
No.
But it is
We're
a
missing the
beautiful,
color.
beautiful, beautiful green. But this one with the black matrix,
Wow.
Cool. Yeah,
Wow.
look at
all of that, all of those lines, it's all turquoise, and it's all like broken up. And the blackjack mine is something I'd never seen before, to have such a dark matrix behind turquoise, and it's fabulous, and it polishes just really pretty. And so I'm not a cabbing person. I've never done that before. I made these two, thank God. So I kind of figured it out. But I mean, as far as like really, really like prized things that I have found recently, that's very cool. But I do have other really cool samples of different stuff. Also, if you guys want to see them, that's totally up to you.
that. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
I'm surprised you got some of that ruby out of Greenland. It looked like it was a struggle, to be honest with you.
No, no idea.
Yeah.
And so also since I worked in the copper mines for quite a few years, I was also able to get the native copper that they would get out of different mines. So both the Morenci mine in Arizona and the Chino mine in New Mexico have native copper, and they can't use or process native copper in mines because it gums up the ball mill. It eats up all the acid if they're going to put it on a leach dump. And so basically it's a worthless material to them. But for a geologist, finding native crystalline copper is like a kind of a bucket list kind of thing to do. This piece by itself, it's worth a couple grand at least. And so I'm very proud of it. It's been cleaned up. Like, they're usually laced with alunite clay, which sucks to remove. But you can see just how intricate it is. And it's amazingly beautiful. Just all of the pieces. And I'm so excited to have, like, I mean, I have a handful of the different ones, and I sell the smaller pieces just because I'm like, I don't need all of it. It's so pretty.
That's a beautiful piece. Yeah.
I mean,
That came out of the ground like that?
yes, this is natural. This is native crystalline copper, just like when you get like crystalline gold or like very, very, you know, fine gold that's still in matrix and that kind of a thing. This popped out of the ground this way. There were chunks. You can see how it kind of has a square in here.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of flat in areas. It's because there were giant pieces of clay that this formed around. And so you just kind of pluck out the clay, because it doesn't look like this necessarily, right? When you pluck it out of the ground, you got to do some cleaning. So that's where hot sauce comes in. And so I clean that up. And so that's pretty cool.
Did you say hot sauce?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah, I use like Del Taco and Taco Bell hot sauce packets to clean my native copper.
Wow. Okay. I never would have thought that.
I'm dead serious. I even made a silly YouTube video about it, and because my husband had a ton of hot sauce packets in the truck, he blames me, but it's his fault. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to do something with these. And I had accidentally spilt it on a penny at one point in time. I was like, oh, half of it got shiny. What did I do? Basically, it's because the tomato juice is really acidic. The vinegar in it, the different pepper spices or onions that are in it are all very good. And so once you put it on copper, the copper has a tendency to just kind of stay shiny. Like it starts to patina a little bit, but gets really, really, really clean. And so it was just kind of a mistake, honestly, that I kind of fell upon it, but I thought it was cool.
So if you need to shine up your copper, hit up Taco Bell. Here we go.
Exactly.
There you go.
All right. So even though like I have a lot of like shiny things, I have
All right. So
yes. Right.
we have a notification from YouTube. YouTube is now aired. We are recording, so it will post, so we can continue on. But for some reason, YouTube aired and Facebook aired. So I don't know if it's one of those weird hacker things, or if it's we can. So it's recording and it'll post. So we can just continue on. It'll just be like we were doing a pre-recorded. So we know that you guys got kicked off because YouTube died. We're still going to run the comment picker. I'm going to do that now. Actually, that way we can get that out of the way. I'll have them email you. Whoever wins, they'll email you their address.
Okay.
They'll be in the continental United States.
Okay.
Unless it's me, and then I'll pay for shipping. But it's never me. So there you go.
But yeah, I went on YouTube and it removed me. All right, so that's Reg Lab.
He's in
Very
Canada
cool.
too.
He's in Canada.
Oh,
If he wants one and wants to pay for shipping, I'll buy it and then I'll ship it to him.
Okay.
We send stuff to each other. All right, this is Hobo Rob. I can actually email you his address.
Awesome.
How many do you sell
All right,
those
so
tickets, Ellie?
yes,
Yeah.
they're on her store.
Yeah, they're
your
on
store.
my I also sell a bunch of different rocks, minerals, and my t-shirts as well on my Etsy as well.
Yep.
Okay. What's your Etsy store name? Let's give that plug out.
Elleyknowsrocks.
Ellie
And the
knows
link
Rock.
is in the description. And the link is in the description. I got that ready. Her link tree has she has the most organized link tree out of anyone I've ever seen.
Thank you.
There you go.
Usually I have to force people to make them. And it's like, I don't want to share an individual YouTube, an individual Instagram, an individual Twitter, an individual TikTok, an individual Etsy, your website, and all this. Make a link tree. I'll share that.
Oh.
Right, Travis?
Right, Travis. Yes. I'm the most technologically in advance person ever. Yeah. I'm getting better though, Jericho.
It's
Right?
You are.
so simple.
Yep.
It's so easy. I promise.
It is easy now, but
Yeah.
when you're getting there, it's not so easy.
No. And like, so with YouTube and posting to YouTube, because you are a YouTuber as well, social media, the SEO optimization stuff, the analytics, getting that to push your content is so crazy. But like, I've recently been using vidIQ and a couple Rapid Tags IO and a couple other high search engine suggestions for my title. And I finally have Google and Yahoo search pushing my content. And I've went up 6,000 some subscribers in the past 2 weeks.
Very cool.
It's like, I don't know. Not all the videos are getting the views, but the ones that are, it's working.
So funny thing here, guys. Just hang on. We have people coming back into the chat now. AU guys is back.
They're back.
They're back.
Oh, it just kicked them again.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that there's an error with the chats in YouTube or something. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But we know you guys are there. Let's see. I got a bunch of comments popping up. So let's see what they said. Vern came in.
Ellie, what's the oldest thing that you have found when you're treasure hunting? The oldest.
Well, that varies greatly because minerals can be millions of years old.
I guess that's a loaded question for a geologist.
Yes, extremely. So, I mean, if you're talking about relics and stuff, it would have to be, the Civil War age buttons that I've found.
Right.
But as far as like oldest minerals, geez, yeah, that's a tough one. Good gosh. Because even gold can have mineralogical signatures because all gold was created from space. Gold isn't created here. It was never created like two-part story. All the gold originally was created because of a supernova, and it bombarded the earth and just kind of sunk in and has been processed and reprocessed. But our actual ability in our Earth's core and the mantle to reproduce gold is so extremely slow that it doesn't get to the surface for like original production on Earth. And so I would definitely have to say that if you're talking about the oldest thing I've found, it would probably be gold.
Okay.
Yes.
What is the strangest thing you found?
Okay, the strangest thing I found is also the most interesting thing I found, and I'm actually holding it in my hand.
Okay.
And so I wanted to show you guys. This is the most bizarre thing ever.
Oh, hang on. I hit the
You're
wrong one.
Hold
was
on. There
There.
it is.
Okay, you guys ready for this?
Oh, what is that?
What's it look like?
Ooh,
To me, that looks like a coral reef or something.
That's coprolite, isn't it?
It looks like coral, doesn't it? Now, what's the inside look like?
Oh, whoa.
Geode?
No,
No.
that's the inside of a prickly pear cactus.
That's
Huh.
a cactus.
This is a mineralized prickly pear cactus.
That's too
This has
cool.
been
Wow.
mineralized with gypsum. And
That is cool.
Gypsum
So
from the desert.
each one of these little nubs was basically not like a concretion, but they spiraled around each one of the little thorns that come out from the prickly pear. And if you guys know what a prickly pear cactus is, you should, or if you don't know, you should Google it and see what they look like. But yes, you can actually still see the inside has the cactus nubs and part of the cactus still up inside of there.
You
Wow.
can't do it.
That's crazy.
There you
So
go.
isn't that bizarre?
That is a cool find.
Cool thing.
I mean, so that's pretty freaking awesome, and yeah, that's never going anywhere. Like and so it even, you can see if you look right here on the edge, those are thorns. Those little
Oh, yeah.
straight edges. It's so hard. Sorry, I can't make it like more focused. I need a better camera, but
No, but
you
we.
can actually still see some thorns on the outside of the whole thing.
When did you find that?
9 years ago,
Nice. Not
roughly.
8 years ago. Okay.
Yeah, 9-ish.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, so Arizona's awesome for finding just all kinds of crap.
Yeah, Vern says, "Wow, that's very cool. Never seen that before." That's really
I've never
cool.
seen
yeah.
it, and I can't even find anywhere that has one. And I've looked and
Yeah,
I've
that's crazy.
researched to death. I'm scared to take it anywhere, to be honest, because I don't want somebody to go, "Oh, this is the coolest thing ever. We need to keep it." No. I
That
freak
is
out.
strange. At first, I thought it was was it petrified poop? The coprolite. It
Uh-huh.
kind of looked like
Copolites, like dinosaur poop.
coprolite. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. I've found a copolite before. It was oh gosh, camel poop in Nevada.
Oh. There you go.
Yeah, because they had these like prehistoric like camels apparently in Nevada. I
Yeah.
found like their fossilized bones and stuff like that. Had no idea it existed until I like was walking around at a geology class and I said, "Hey, professor, what is this?" And he's like, "Oh my gosh, that's a bone." I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, it's fossilized." And so we ended up doing research, and all the other stuff I collected belongs to a camel. So poor thing, but I mean, it's millions of years old.
That's pretty cool, though. I live in Alberta, which is like home of dinosaur bones and the Badlands of North America, and yeah, so
That's pretty cool. Do you ever go hunting for anything, or are you just more primarily looking for gold?
gold and amulite. Have you ever heard of
Oh, very
amulite?
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's
I got 2 pieces from him in the mail.
yeah, it's a rare gemstone. I don't know why it's rare to Alberta, but it is. So the geologist would know more than I do. So
You're fine.
What is the biggest piece of gold you found in your mining career? And if you don't have the biggest piece do you have any cool gold you can show us? Because we love the gold porn.
I do definitely have cool gold. So honestly, like this isn't going to mean a lot to people that haven't seen the TV show. You won't be able, barely can see it. This is the gold, the mysterious gold flake.
Oh, yeah.
That was in the show in Greenland.
in
There it
your, was that in your like one pen with Christian? I think his name is. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I love that one. That's more of a famous piece of gold. But my best gold are these.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
So it's 4
Those are
different
nice.
nuggets. They're pretty cool. Found all over Arizona, and then small nugget, but still amazing. Was the one that I found almost basically in my backyard here in Havasu, which I actually can't take claims for it necessarily because technically Dan pulled the bucket out of the same hole. But he's the one that ran it through the recirculating sluice. And then, so it's just a little guy. It's like 2.6 grams or something like that.
Nice.
So,
So the husband claimed that one, hey?
We got Jack Gallman. He's one of the guys that came and learned how to pan.
Nice. Welcome, Jack.
Hey, Jack, you should stop by Lucky Strike. Come see us.
Yeah, he'll be down. He's got this weekend off, so he's going to come down this weekend and hang out a little bit.
All right, that's cool.
All right, since
I'm
we're
having
talking,
myself a cookie.
since Joe's eating up there, I'm surprised it's not a pretzel, to be honest with you.
I got the pretzels.
Yeah, you got the pretzels. Okay. These guys like pretzels. I don't know what. Yeah.
like
Anyway.
the soft
I got
ones
the
with
bunchies.
cheese.
No, salted crunchy pretzels.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry.
I do
No,
like the soft ones you get at the baseball game and you dip them in cheese. Yes, I like those.
Yeah, like the pub. The pub cheese,
Yeah.
good soft pretzel with salt. It's delicious. Those hard ones are gross.
When you
So
went to Greenland in Frozen Gold, what was your most treasured experience?
Oh, definitely being alone. No. So probably
I didn't want to go there, but okay.
no, it's okay. Honestly, it was going to the ruby mines. They're the oldest rubies ever found in the world, and they have an actual chemical signature to back that up. And so that was amazing because I love, sapphires. They're my favorite is gemstone, like pad paradash, pink sapphires, that kind of thing. And so rubies and sapphires are the same exact stone. So I love that. And that was absolutely amazing to me. As far as the gold, like prospecting portion of it, first article that I ever wrote for the GPAA magazine was about my gold research for lateral moraines in Greenland. And I had a lot of time on my own, a lot of stuff that isn't seen on camera, except for what I've posted on YouTube, where I got to just explore like the different areas and different levels and, create test pits and create all these little different areas so I could test things.
Yeah.
And I found so much, it's flower gold, but for a 12 bucket run, finding what I found in an area that I thought should have never had gold in my entire life. I would have not put any money on it, but I was just testing the layers because that's what you do. As a scientist, you have to go through the process of a theory. And so you have to have attainable research for each thing that you're studying. And
was that in the berm that was in the last or second last episode there where it was only like a foot down? Is that where you
that was part of it. That was the part that was further up that I actually was digging in the excavator because I told Alex, I said, I've tested this. I know that it's going to have gold, and it did have more gold than any of the other areas that we had dug in. And
Nice.
it was fantastic. It was such a amazing experience. I would go back any day. Also, I have to say and I had to post this on my YouTube. It's not anywhere in the show, but being able to get in like a life suit, a cold water life suit, and then tubing across a fjord around an iceberg being pulled by some janky boat was like the experience of a lifetime.
Wow.
And I caught air. I thought I was going to fly out of the inner tube. Like I thought I was going to die a couple of times, but and it was so cold. I cannot express to you how cold the water is. I know that people have, experienced like freezing cold water. They've done ice fishing or that kind of thing. And yeah, sure, it's great, but it's a different level of cold.
Yeah, glacier water is totally different.
Yes. And it's mineral and it was amazing. Oh, and then one of the other things that I absolutely loved. Sorry, my cat keeps thinking she can join us.
That's okay. I get it.
My dogs do it, so it's all right.
Hi. No, we're quiet. Okay. So is being able to just go upstream and take my water bottle and just fill it up with water and drink the water.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
I know that people were like, oh, that's disgusting. You're going to get so sick. That's how I lived for 12 weeks. I went up the stream. I filled up my water bottles in my canteens and I took them back to my tent and drank the water. And, the person that was kind of our guide up there said, it's perfectly safe. like, because it's so cold. You don't want to drink water that's coming off of a glacier. It's too turbid. Like the amount of minerals, the bacteria that could be in there are really wrong. But all of the other streams that have actually gone through the process of a stream bed, because a stream will cleanse itself every 50 feet as long as the gravel bed is prepared properly in the stream, then you're fine. And just tasting that water, it was like nothing else ever. There was just many, many, many amazing, amazing things that happened there.
So, what was the most challenging thing in reading the geology in Greenland?
Never having been there and having so little data to actually research on the area. There are little to no placer claims in that area, and there's definitely no research that you can actually go and look at. Every claim, every mine in Greenland has to be owned by a native Greenlandic person. And they're not really willing to go through a bunch of tests and then post it everywhere or give it to anybody. It's all privately done.
Yeah.
So not having any information except for regional geology to go off of, it was once I got there and started looking at stuff and testing it, then I started to get the feeling of where everything was. But it was really, really, it was a challenge that I loved, but it was difficult. And I didn't want to fail. I didn't want to let anyone down. And that's a completely different story on how they told it. But I was in awe of the amount of different rocks that were there and the post mineralization that was going on. It was, I mean, the rocks there are some of the oldest in the world. So it was awesome.
Absolutely. Would you say there's more placer mining opportunity or hard rock mining opportunity there?
Definitely say hard rock, because the placer that's there is all coming from glacial debris. Basically, any of the placer material has been deposited on those fans and in those stream beds because of really huge gold veins in the mountains. And so if you can get to those areas of exposed rock, hard rock mining is fantastic. But we were the very first quote unquote operational placer mine to ever happen in Greenland, which was pretty neat.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. How did the wildlife and weather patterns affect your filming experience while shooting frozen gold?
Well, I thought the wildlife was pretty cool. I mean, for the most part, you would see like a fox or like a rabbit or like these weird birds and stuff like that. The really crappy part was always having to wear a face like net that had like, it literally had a cinch around your neck with a little cord so that the bugs could not get up inside of there.
Like mosquitoes or?
Mosquitoes, little teeny tiny gnats, these little stupid flies, and they just wouldn't leave you alone. I mean, you would do this in your eyes, to get out like eye boogers, and it would be gnats.
Oh, wow.
And it was so gross. And so it was constant amounts of bug spray and just those nets everywhere. Once it started to get cold, like after I'd say the last month and a half there, I didn't have to wear the net anymore, thank goodness. Because it was just all the bugs were dying, which was great. But definitely the first month and a half there, it was like, oh, this is disgusting. I really wished I would have seen a polar bear when I went on that expedition, but I got to see seals, and whales were awesome. I'd never seen like whales breach by a boat before, which was pretty cool. And I got to see reindeer and things that just I'd never seen, which was fantastic.
They're real. Reindeer are real.
I know, right? I was geeking out. I was sitting at the back porch on the ruby mine, and I'm like, no way. There's a whole herd of them. And they had their antlers. They were walking by. I was like, this is so cool. I felt like such a dork. I was nerding out over the reindeer.
So
but the weather was really bizarre too. It was either like temperate, where you got used to wearing a t-shirt. I would say like the beginning of August, I was like, oh yeah, this isn't a problem, but I'd already been there for a month, and it was okay. But when it was cold, it was brutally cold. Like I'd never worn so many thin layers to build up under my clothes in my entire life.
Oh,
and
wow.
So that was interesting. But when the rain would come in, or we'd get any, hurricane type weather, it was very real, come in an instant. And then the morning started to freeze. And so all of our stuff would get hard, and our muck piles were, a pain to try to get loose, or when you're dealing with bigger equipment, trying to pull apart metal trays frozen together was not fun. So it was more tedious and annoying than it was anything else. So, but the Northern Lights were freaking amazing too.
Yeah,
That's on
probably.
the bucket list for me.
Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah.
I see
It-
them
it-
every winter. I guess I'm far enough north that, you know, it just happens in Canada. You get to see the Northern Lights every winter. So,
what colors do you get to see up there?
I get blues and greens. Yeah, sometimes purples. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I got is the last month I was there, I got greens, purples, and pinks. The first start of it was just greens, and then they said, "Oh, it's gonna get better the colder it gets." Apparently, and
Yeah.
they weren't kidding. It was awesome.
It's probably spectacular in Greenland.
Well, yeah.
I was just going to ask, you had a lot of interaction with the locals in Greenland. How's your experience? How would you
Experiences.
describe the locals in Greenland?
They're wonderful people.
Yeah.
They don't always understand you, just because their native language, they're Greenlandic, and they also know Dutch, and so or no, yeah, I guess it is Dutch, and so learning or listening to English, they kind of understand your gestures,
Yeah.
common words and stuff like that, unless they have a lot of English speaking tourists. Like all our boat operators and most of our boat captains, they knew English pretty well. And that was awesome. I would say like there's a boating company, ABC Arctic Tours, was awesome. The guy and his son that run that were fantastic, and just like so hospitable. Like you'd go into the grocery store and you'd try to like, they knew clearly I'm not Greenlandic. They knew it right off the bat. And so when you try to say something, like thank you or whatever, and they would say, "Oh, good job," at like trying to speak our language. And I loved that. That was awesome. I made good friends with Q up there. She was absolutely amazing. As soon as we got to hang out, we like totally clicked, and I still am in contact with her. And the claim owner, actually, Alex, was awesome. He called me the Firefly because I almost burnt my tent down, and not my fault. Not my fault at all. I had a faulty electrical hook-in box that decided to melt one day to the bottom of my floor. And there was too much electrical current going into it because somebody plugged it into the wrong something or other. And with our generator, you had certain plugins for certain boxes. And so mine, it basically exploded, and I woke up into a tent full of smoke with like the worst headache. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know who I was. I just knew that I needed to get out. Like I'd had bad smoke inhalation. It was very, very crappy, and it scared the crap out of me. But I became known as the Firefly, and so Alex and I would hang out, and he really respected, which was awesome, me taking him around his claim to tell him, point out areas that he would need to look at, like after we were gone or after we left.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't enough time to go search for everything. So,
Well,
So we got comments, and so Jack Gallman, he lives over here near us. They have the Brown Mountain Lights in North Carolina. It's something similar to the Northern Lights, and it's something we actually are planning this summer to go out and experience. And it's Danish, not Dutch.
okay, thank you. I knew that I was wrong.
From our geologist, he says it's Danish, not Dutch.
Thank you.
the Dutch weren't Vikings, I guess, which is true.
No.
Do you have any tips or tricks you would like to share for the new prospectors and the younger generations of prospectors to come? Be it not necessarily how to do it, but money, what you would suggest using, starting out with, things like that.
I would say start out getting outside. Like go outside, flip over rocks, see if you like being outside. Get yourself just a standard gold pan. I mean, you can get one from any like the GBAA people. You can probably get one from your local store that sells, metal detectors, or
Get you a Garrett LaTrap.
even Amazon. Go get
Tell
yourself
us.
a Garrett carrot and carry it
Yep.
around because it's easy. It will go off with all kinds of metal. You can test what you have. If it goes off, it's some kind of metal. If you don't necessarily, Garrett doesn't have a classification so that you know if it's gold or not. It's just will go off. And
Yep. So I got the MindLab Pro 35, and it has the non-ferrous mode, and I love it.
Yes. No, those are super helpful. I don't remember which one I have. I have the MindLab. I think it's the Excalibur 2. Yeah, it's completely waterproof. It's so I can take it scuba diving. And it has the non-ferrous, which is pretty awesome. I'm excited about that. It's pretty cool to use.
Hobo Rob's back. Chat started working again. Hobo Rob, I don't know if you noticed, but you won. I sent you a message on Instagram. I do have your address, so I'm going to get the address to her. All right.
Elley, can you throw up what he won again?
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Okay. So it's my mineral test kit. As a geologist, I wanted to design these so that people could actually use them in the field. Everything's small and, compact.
And
you can help
tell us what's in it.
All of your, all of the rocks that, you find. If you don't know what they are, you can test them on that and you can figure that out.
So what do they get in it, and how much is it on your Etsy store?
Oh, okay. So it comes with an acid bottle. Unless people request that I give them acid, I don't put it in there, but it's muriatic acid, or if you're a sissy, you can use vinegar. It comes with a hand lens. It comes with a streak plate, a scratch plate, the nail, and a magnet. And those are all the things that you need in order to test a mineral, to figure out all of its physical properties in order to identify it. The only thing that you need to provide is a copper penny, because I don't put pennies in the kit. and copper is the way that you can test different things. Hey, dude.
I'm joking.
I know. And I sell them for $13 on my Etsy. And,
Nice.
they're not horribly expensive, but I did find that the kits that you find online, if you actually look them up, they're absolute garbage and they come with really cheap crap. And so I wanted to actually design one that had legit things in it that I would go out and use. So, and I didn't want to overprice them. So I don't make a lot of money on them, but a couple bucks, but I wanted people to get that, use it, like get outside.
Yep.
And that's what I'm talking to, like giving people advice. Please, encourage people that to go outside and just experience the outdoors. I mean, so much of the younger generation would rather, be doing this in front of a video game, which I'm all about. Video games are so much fun, but I'm also adult. I can do whatever I want to do.
Exactly.
They need to get outside. They need to get dirty. They need to experience dirt and things that you catch from the dirt. Like, I don't know, a virus, or get a bug bite, or just, scrape your knee. Do something outside for that younger generation. Like, get them out there and doing stuff.
It's called building your immune system.
Great. Make it stronger so that none of the crap that happened to us the last couple of years is ever going to freaking come back. But also, like I'd said before, join a club, whether it's a mineral rockhounding club or a gold club. There is such a wealth of information out there from those members that you can learn firsthand. I mean, get involved in everything that you want to experience, because there's somebody out there that probably knows a whole lot more than you do, and they're willing to teach you. And it's those people that are just invaluable, and they're the type of people that I absolutely love. They're down to earth, and they just want to show people that, you can learn it too. And so if you have the patience to teach somebody, teach somebody. If you don't, pass them off on somebody else that has the patience. Otherwise, you're going to kill their dreams.
Send them over to me. I got a lot of patience.
That's right.
And
We got Hobo Rob. We got Hobo Rob. He said, say thank you.
You are so welcome. I hope you enjoy it. If you have questions, you're welcome to email me, or I also have made videos on how to use it.
And if anybody wants to buy a kit, you can head over to Elley's Etsy store, elleyknowsrocks.
Elley knows
Yep, and the link is pinned in the description.
There you go.
Yeah, links in the description.
I'll be buying one. I know that for sure. Unless you want to gift me one, but no, I'll probably buy it.
If you wanted to pay for the shipping, because shipping to Canada is like $15.
I know, it's crazy.
It's like, oh my gosh. And you know what? Actually, Canada is my second most rock kit people that get them is from Canada.
Nice.
Because
And
we have a
they
lot of
do
rocks up here.
shipping all day long, and it's amazing. The furthest place that I've ever sent something to has been Australia. That shipping's outrageously crazy. And people buy rock kits and minerals out there too. And I appreciate my fan base so much. They go to bat for me, they defend me in comments, and they buy the stuff and they love it. So it's awesome.
All right, DB, she's one of our wonderful, wonderful people. She lives in Michigan, and she appreciates all that she learned this evening.
Yay!
DB's awesome. We love DB.
She is very awesome.
15 is better than 35 flat rate box. Yes, it is.
That's right.
I try to get the cheapest shipping I can for people, so it's just a better deal.
We ship quite a bit of stuff back and forth between this and Canada is actually sometimes more expensive than even going overseas, which is kind of crazy. And then them having to pay tax even after they paid tax, like, blows my mind.
Yeah, I still got to pay for stuff. Like, when they send me stuff, I still got to pay at the post office to pick it up. So
really?
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Well, if you do get one of my kids, please message me and let me know, because it tells me that because they've already paid, I write the little tariff number and all the stuff on the thing. It's in the label so that they don't have to repay. And people aren't supposed to have to repay. But I would be really curious if they're like jacking people around like that. That's not okay.
Oh, that's just the Canadian government for you. But we won't go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
That's a whole different live.
That's a whole nother craziness. Let's see. So I've been dealing with a lot of different companies. The Gold Hound is one of the first companies that hit me up, and it's basically, you know what a yabby pump is? The hand suction dredge thing, where you got to have the stupid carry your bucket around and try to suck it up and get in the bucket fast.
Suck it up and then you push, right?
Yeah. So with the Gold Hound, it classifies into a little jar. And I got a video up on that. I think you should come out to North Carolina, go up in the mountains with the Gold Hound and get some gold. And then, have you ever used a jig, a pulsing jig, like one of these?
No, I know what they are. I've never used one.
So this is made by Riverdance Gold Mining in Alaska. It's a mini jig. It pulses up and down, and then the gold concentrates come out. It's an amazing tool.
That's so cool.
We support small business here. That's one of the things we do, is we try to look out for other people. And if you're looking for a pan, don't get it from Amazon. Go to CarolinaProspectorShop.net and hit up Bill Brewer. He will hook you up. All right.
There you go.
Back to the question. So you've had quite the career in both film, TV, modeling, like I said, star of stage, screen, film, magazines. How did you get your start in all of that?
Ooh, so nutshell version. I first realized that I really love the stage and being in front of people when I was 7 years old. I was in a play, which was put on by my school. It was ridiculous. It was something that had to do with like English, like nouns, verbs, and pronouns. It was the most ridiculous play, but it was to kind of solidify what we'd learned. And I remember sitting there with a little yellow polka dot skirt, and I had my script. And when I would read and do it well and project to the audience, they would laugh. And, and I was making people laugh with like what I said. I was like, oh my gosh, I have so much power right now. This is great. Me at 7 years old thinking that I'm special. And I was like, if I do this well, I entertain people. And so that went into, could I entertain people more? Could I do this better? Could there be something else? So I learned to sing and dance and do all of that. And so I would get on stage and I'd be in every play that anybody would take me to go do. And so that transitioned into me being like a background extra in different movies. And then, little tiny roles in films and then major plays, that were full length. And so I started at a very young age to do that. But I feel like I would have been much further on had I not let life stop me. And there were just some really big life events that prevented me from going where I wanted to go at the time. And I mean, everybody has regrets and like hindsight's 2020, but gosh,
Yeah.
I wish I would have just said, yeah, I'm not dealing with this life event now. I'm going to go pursue my dreams. And so now I would say in the last 6 to 7 years, I've been heavily pursuing, all of my acting dreams to go and make that a reality. And so it was very cool having, I would say, my first feature film that I saw on the big screen, like in an actual movie theater in, it was June of 2021. We'd filmed it, a year and a half before that. And I'm sitting there, like all of my friends and my family are there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is what I was waiting for so long. That is my name. I am a lead actress in a feature film and it's in a freaking movie theater. And I was so extremely excited for it. And there's nothing like that feeling. I mean, it's just like opening night at the theater. When they talk about opening night at a play, for all of the actors and actresses behind stage, it is the best feeling in the world. There's so much energy, there's so much excitement and enthusiasm and so much anxiety because you don't want to mess up. Everybody's out there. And just you get on stage and everything that you've rehearsed for months just comes to fruition. And so that's the thing with seeing a film in a movie theater. And I've been so blessed to be able to do that. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of those opportunities. And it's been fantastic and amazing. And I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I just hope that it continues and I keep going and, fingers crossed that the things that I've been doing the last couple weeks are going to be really huge. So I'm excited about it.
Congratulations on your successes
nice.
Yep.
on the screen. That's huge.
Thank you.
What is your advice to the next generation of young women on pursuing their dreams?
Don't let anybody tell you no. If somebody says you're too ugly, you're too fat, you can't make it, you're too skinny, you're anything, because I've been told all of them, every single one. I've been told by modeling agencies that I was too ugly and that I was too fat. I've been told by, anybody that was doing plays, yeah, you can't do this because you can't do all of these things. I was told by the science community that since I was too pretty, that I wouldn't be a good scientist, that I'm just some stupid bimbo that will never do anything. By men in the mining industry that I would work with that were my superiors, that I needed to be barefoot and pregnant and butchering goats in a hut. I shouldn't be in the mining industry.
You
I
did
have been
not get told that.
I did.
Did
I
you?
got told that by my boss. Yep. I had an 8-month harassment case open against this man, and my work came back to me and said that it was because of my reaction to bad management that this is the reason this happened to me.
We'll talk about that backstage. That's crazy.
And so it's messed up. And so there are things that you don't expect are going to happen to you when you're, a woman in any age going into any industry that's male dominated, or that, people are jealous or any of those things. And unfortunately, I've had everything you can think of thrown at me, but you have to have a backbone. And if you want to do something, do not let anybody tell you that you can't do it, no matter what it is. And if you believe in yourself enough, you will figure it out and you will keep going. Yeah, sure. I can't say that everybody is going to be a great singer or a great actor or great at something just because you don't have a raw natural talent. Learn. If you want to do it, learn how to do it. And so just always have faith in yourself.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest message right there is have faith in yourself.
Right.
Ellie, I don't know. Gentlemen, do you have any more questions for Ellie?
I do have a couple more. Native Arizona Adventures we're Josh and Casey out in Phoenix. I'm not sure. I believe you know who they are. They went rockhounding with you on an event 2 years ago, roughly. Josh hosts events in Arizona and takes different people out. Do you still do guided tour stuff, or if somebody was to say, hey, would you take us out to this place or come with us to this area to find stuff? What would it take as far as like a group size and then fees? Because
Okay,
I know
so
some people have been talking about that. We're going out to Vegas for the Vegas Coin Show the first weekend in December, but we're going to go take a week to get there and prospect Rockhound all the way out, hang out there for a week, but prospect in mind and Rockhound out there, and then take a week to drive back a different way to do it. But I had been talking to Josh. Some of the places I want to go, it's not good to go in December. But as a ginger, me, Arizona, summertime, not happening. Just saying, and I'm fat, not happening. Like I would die.
okay, so in Arizona and Nevada, mainly Southern Nevada, there's really not any place that you can't go in December. Unless you're wanting to go to Flagstaff or Payson, that's where they get some snow. And occasionally Prescott, it varies. It gets chilly, but there's not really any place that you can't go. And so it's awesome places to go in Arizona, especially in December, because it's cold enough where you can actually walk around without feeling like you're going to die. So,
Exactly.
but yeah, to answer your question, I definitely do tours for people. The bigger the tour, the cheaper it is for people. My consulting is a completely different realm of fee schedule, I would say. But the average person to go out, a partial day, it's $125 per person. But if you're doing like a big group of whatever, for however big you want the group to be, my day rate is $500 for whatever group amount of people you want to take. But an individual rate is a completely different situation. And it also depends on how far away it is from me. And that is taking people to give them, full geology lessons to make sure that they actually find stuff that they want to find based on where they're at and where I'm going to take them. And it's not just, I'm just going to take you out in the desert and good luck. That's not fun. You want people to find things. You want them to go out and have a blast. And that's what I want for people to have. So it just honestly, it depends on the person, the size of the tour, and where they want to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I wear SPF 1000. They're talking about me cooking like bacon and SPF 1000. I wear sunscreen that makes my nose white.
There you go. See, I wear sunscreen, but it's sunscreen.
This is a long sleeve shirt, but it's a sun shirt, so it's not warm. I wear stuff like that. I mean, it was 85 degrees. I'm in North Carolina. It's hot right now. So
yeah, it was 87 here, and we don't have a freaking spring. It just goes from like winter and kind of meh to holy crap, it's really hot, and you might as well jump in the water.
Exactly. So yesterday, speaking of that, I don't know if you've seen my video, but yesterday I hit 8,000 subscribers while we were high banking, and I took my glasses off, hat off, and I jumped in. But it was hot, so I didn't care.
What was the temperature of the water, though?
It was 5960.
59.
Dive 5960. But we came down St. Patrick's Day 2 years ago, and so Wisconsin, think about it. 10 below zero when we left, 85 when we got here. It was summertime. Let's go swimming. We went, and I'm short. So Charlie, you guys, he's 6'1", 6'2". I'm 5'8". He's walking in the creek, and it's like about his knees. Sometimes it's close to his waist. All of a sudden, I'm standing in water like this. So
yes. While you guys are in the 80s, I'm sitting up here in a blizzard right now. So there's
yeah. He's up in the great North Canada.
The Great White North. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, what else was I going to ask? Do you have anything coming up exciting that you want to tell everybody about? So for those of you that don't know, she did a geode a day for 30 days. And every day she'd come on, she'd cut a geode and show you what it looked like. So she does different specials and series on her Instagram, on her Facebook, and on her YouTube. Do you have anything cool coming up? Cool. Give us some secrets. What's going on? What's planned for the summer?
Man, okay, so you would do this to me. Okay, so people have been asking for more like geology-based terms, on how to apply those terms to what you find in the field or when you're looking at geology. I did a series of Geology 101 for 31 days just to kind of break down like that terms.
Yep.
But I want to give people more of an aspect of, okay, when you're in the field and you're looking at something and you're looking at all of these aspects, this is where these terms are going to come into play. And so I'm slowly making all of those videos to do another month-long series, basically trying to break it down so that it's not as overwhelming for people. That, and I also have an agate series that I am, shamelessly filming at the moment. So to do another month-long thing of cutting open different agates that I have found in the Parker, Arizona / California border area, which are some of the coolest agates that I have found. This
Aren't
portion.
some of them thunder eggs as well? Like
Well,
they full egg, or they go full closed, or it's more like a thunder egg than a geode?
they're not geodes, they're agates.
No,
And
it's just full agates. Okay.
yeah.
Because I was thinking of agatized geodes you were cutting too.
Yes,
So it'd be similar to that?
Geodes. I love agatized geodes, but no, these will just be agates that I'm cutting open just to see inside of them, because the outsides look really ruddy and crappy. And so I love that just instant gratification of, oh my gosh, there are all the lines or colors or things that I'm hoping inside. But unfortunately, there are some duds. And so I'm like, okay, I'm trying to like get rid of the dud portion because this is not fun for anybody. Otherwise, like in the filming world, I am currently filming a feature-length film that hopefully will be done by November, at least like out and in the area by November. So it's sold. I have 2 other movies that are coming out this year that I acted in. One, I'm a primary lead in it, and the other one, I'm just a supporting. So that's really fun. One of them is called Devil's Night. The other one is called Alien Storm. And yes, they're both like horror type-ish films. And then I have a psychological thriller that I'm doing as well. And then otherwise, like fingers crossed for some big stuff that I hope you guys can send up prayers for me, because I have been interviewing for things that I cannot talk about. And because I've been told do not talk about them. And then on top of that, I'm trying to also get my own TV series. And so that is in the works that I can talk about. I just can't talk about when, who, where, that kind of a thing. Yeah. But it will be basically kind of like an extension of what my YouTube is, but it will be full-fledged on a network that everybody knows about. And so I'm so excited and I can't wait. But that doesn't actually physically start filming until like September, October of this year. So
good for you.
Awesome. So
that's awesome.
We can't mention the network.
I cannot mention the network at the moment. No.
Okay.
Nope.
But
they have to get everything signed, sealed, and delivered before they put out the press release. Yeah, same thing. Nice. So we've been dealing with we can talk about that backstage.
No,
but
yeah, I can say that it's legacy, which means everybody knows about it. Everybody's heard about it. The big gold shows are on it. And so
hint.
People
12 my last 12 live stream people interviews have been on. She's the only person that wasn't on that network, guys.
There you go.
She was on the Weather Channel with Frozen Gold. Everybody else is on that network. All right. Anyways,
you will be. Yeah. Anyways,
sometimes you discover awesome things.
As I discover awesome things, I will be on that network. So
yeah. All right. That is awesome. One thing I thought about was putting up polls, more interactives. Put up some polls. Put up a list of minerals people would find in North America, and then let people vote, pick the top whatever, and then show your kit and how you identify the minerals with the use of your kit and books.
Okay, poll North America.
Most common minerals, and then do an identification demonstration with your kit. That would be a great way to push your kit and to show it in use. Would give people more idea on how to use it.
Okay, that is written down. That is an amazing idea. Like
I like marketing. I like marketing. That's one of the things I do. I reach out, I market.
Very cool.
We got a question about Uperlights. So
yes.
I'm from Wisconsin. We went out, we searched for some Uperlights, found some awesome sodalite pieces. Some glue were brighter than others. What causes this? Okay, so it's sodalite, but what causes it to glow red? Like a ruby glows red, or other minerals phosphoresce different under different UV lights. And then where do the Uperlights come from?
Okay, so Uperlights, sodalite that is found down in around the lakes area that you're looking at, it actually originally came from when Pangea was all together. And this is where I lose a lot of people because not everybody believes in plate tectonics, but here we go. Greenland was right in that area. And so the sodalite that you find there is almost matched to the same thing that you find in Greenland, but it's not been tumbled because it hasn't gone through a lake. It's actually popping out of the rocks. And so if you split Greenland from that and pull it up, if you put Pangea back together, that whole glacier system that came down and swished through dropped all of that there in the lake. And so, yeah,
Okay.
that's an origination for that. And so the reason that it glows, or the reason that any mineral actually will glow with UV light, is basically the impurities in the mineral that are reactive with UV light. And so without getting like too like scientific, basically every mineral composition that reacts with UV light, when mixed with another one that reacts with UV light, will create different colors. And they're actually seen with our eyes and UV light very, very differently from each other. Like I might see orange and yellow, depending on what I see. Somebody else might see an orange and pink. And then somebody might see greens and blues, where somebody else might see greens and purples. And it's just, it has a lot to do with how we see the refraction of the UV light interacting with the impurities. And so most of those impurities are going to be something that is slightly radioactive.
Well, then the nanometer wavelength also can adjust the coloration as well.
Oh yeah, short wave and long wave are two completely different animals. I really love the mix. Like I love using short wave and long wave together. And somebody's working on getting me a short wave, long wave, and a mid wave all in one like box thing. The Red Cloud mine has this giant box that they carry around, and you can see every color in the world on one rock, and it's just one light box that's showing it. And I was fascinated. I was like, I need one of those. So somebody's supposedly working on it. I haven't heard from them in like a month, but we'll see if I actually get it. If I don't, I'll figure it out some other time. But each wavelength, yes, reacts differently with each one of the impurities in that mineral to make it actually fluoresce. And
one of the things we're going to go do, actually, we have planned when it gets warmer, we're going to attach some 365s on the side of my kayak and then go look for opalized geodes that glow bright green. And I have coordinates for it, and it's public access because you can row a boat. They said just when you're in the water, shine your light, stop. You obviously have to go at night. Stop, grab your green stuff, feel it for any baseballs. I think we might bring the Nemo dive unit. That way we can go underwater. It'd be fun.
Whoa. So okay, let me get this straight. Are the lights you're using waterproof? Are you using them?
Yes.
The water?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And you have to get out the boat in the water, or is it shallow?
It's shallow. It's a creek, small stream. So UV light is used to attract bait fish.
Yeah.
Minnows will swim to it. So you can hang a UV bait light underneath your kayak, and on the front of the kayak, you can put multiples on there, and it'll illuminate. And then I also have some that I want to mount to the side of the kayak to shine the shore, because obviously we know geodes are coming out of the earth. If any are cracked on the shore, it'll show neon toxic green. So we have this crazy dark live stream event planned, and they're so rare they're only found here and a couple other places. So I'm hoping to find some nice sized pieces.
That sounds like so much fun. Holy crap. And I did know about the UV light, like attracting different things. When I've been scuba diving in the tropics, you'll use a black light to attract bloodworms.
Yep.
They'll swim through the salt water, and then you feed coral and different things and starfish under the water and they all just like it's a frenzy. It's a freaking feeding frenzy. So that's really cool though. And oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what you guys find. That is awesome. That is so freaking cool.
We like to do different adventures. So I started this a couple years ago now, and I had driven down here with AU guys, Mr. Charlie, and then my wife's like, "Hey," I kept telling her, "We need to move down here. We need to move down here." And one day she came up to me and she said, "So are you moving with me, or am I going without you?" And we got rid of everything in our house and moved into a camper and travel around finding awesome stuff, meeting cool people, and we are now full-timers, so it's crazy.
Wow. So do you have a home base or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now we're in North Carolina.
Okay. Very cool.
They keep trying to get me to go down there. But
So I keep sending them nuggets. So I know people send me coordinates. We do an inter-exchange of GPS coordinates of where I found this, different minerals, different gemstones, gold. And then one of the guys, he sends pictures, and it was like 19 and just over 19 gram nugget, not too far from here. A bunch of 3 grammers, 4 grammers, 1 grammers. And I keep telling Joe, but it's a long walk up the mountain. So there's a trail where you can do this for 9 miles and it's not real bad. Or you can do like this and it's 1.7 miles like that.
There you go.
Cutting straight through,
Goes out
dragging my
9
wagon,
miles.
blazing a trail.
That's what machetes are for. You'll be good.
Yeah. We need to get Joe one of them hover rounds. Hover round. And then you can just take the off-road hover round right up to the mine, Joe.
Oh my gosh.
no.
That's my old joke for the day. He's local too, so I better be careful.
Yeah, Joe is just gonna
Hey,
sip
if he
his
knows where you
Gatorade.
live, watch out.
He's gonna be he's staying with us for the first 3 nights, and then he's gonna stay with us the last couple nights as well of the trip. We do an 11-day event. Next year, the Spring Dirt Fling is actually going to coincide with the 21st annual North Carolina Gold Fest. It'll be the end of May. We're going to put out the information on that, but it is going to go with an awesome event at Lucky Strike. A lot of vendors, assorted crafts, crazy stuff, obviously prospecting stuff, gold nuggets. This year, $3,000 nugget. They're selling raffle tickets for a big old nugget.
Wow, that's cool.
I need that nugget. Good thing I'm coming down next year, hey? I could be coming back with a $3,000 nugget.
There you go, dude.
Right?
Do it.
Not doing it. I'm doing it. Yeah, me and the wife will be there.
I need to make it a point to go out to like a big like trip. I unfortunately missed one of the big events in Stanton for the GPAA. I was sick to death and I had a dislocated rib, so I couldn't barely breathe, and I was like just like a viral horrible plague. And so I had to miss that. I was going to speak and show a bunch of people stuff, and I hated that I had to cancel. But I mean, you can't really predict that kind of crap, but
But yeah, I hit the wrong button.
Like,
We're hitting up on the 2-hour mark. Anybody in chat have any more questions? We still got about 15, 16 minutes. If you guys want to keep watching, we've had a fluctuation. YouTube killed the stream. They could still watch, but they couldn't chat. So they were here. Nobody left. But so our numbers showed it went from, we had 75 people on YouTube at one point, but then it dropped down to 18, then it went to 0, but people are still talking. I'm like, how are there 0 people and all these people talking? But they're texting and let me know. So we did have, we appreciate you coming on and sharing the wealth of information and knowledge. If you guys haven't subscribed, subscribe to her. If you have any questions for her, like she said, get one of those kits, reach out if you don't know how to use it. And if you're out in Arizona and you want to go out on a trip, you can hit her up and she will take you on an adventure.
Let me know, guys. Thank you all so much for having me on. This has been a blast. Hopefully I wasn't boring and y'all learned something.
No, you weren't boring at all. No.
Looks like a lot of people in the chat was learning something all along. I've seen the comments going.
Yeah.
Very
Sweet.
nice.
Yep.
Very good.
Yep. Jack Gallman, we will, Spring Dirt Fling doesn't end. Joe leaves Monday. So Joe will be here till Monday. Rock Butcher will be taking off, I believe, on the 19th.
Few more days.
You got Flash in your pan in the house. Welcome, Ed. How's it going?
Hi,
If you missed it, missed any of the excitement,
Going Flash. Yeah, 406 Minor and Prospecting 406 Ellie. They're both from Montana, and they're super welcoming for people to come out to their claims. So
Very
Yeah.
cool. Well, I will say something that I don't have on my drop down yet, just because it's brand new, literally this week, so that I could put it in the GPAA articles and the Gold Journal, the California Gold Journal articles that I do. I've created a new email address, which isn't my primary, so that I don't get fully spammed, but it's elleyknowsrocks@gmail.com. If people have like interesting things that they would like to see me do on videos, if they want to have comments, anybody that spams me that is rude or anything else will be immediately blocked. And but like, you can contact me at that email address if you guys have questions and whatnot. Literally, it's been brand new like in the last 2 days, so I haven't even had a chance to put it somewhere.
So send that to me and I'll drop that in the description. That'll be right under her link tree, or you can add it to your link tree.
I'm going to add it to my link tree. I just haven't yet because I wanted to just
that was a direct thing.
Hey,
that,
dude,
was,
I know how to do
was,
it.
that was to me, Ellie. Don't worry.
Oh, was it? Was that to you?
Yeah, it was.
I think what's it say?
Because our good friend 403 Prospector up there has a Facebook channel or Facebook page. I don't know. I don't do the Facebooks, but it's going out through the roof. In a couple days, he smashed 1,000 followers on Facebook, and he's on his way to 10K. He has to wait 30 days before he can go live, but he's soaring. So if you do the Facebook thing, make sure you check out Lone Horses, because Facebook's stupid. Lone Horses Mining and Prospecting on Facebook. They made him add the S because they said Lone Horse doesn't seem real. Like, come on.
That's not a real name. Like, how do you even know it's not a real name? Like, who are you? So,
all right, we got Silver Clan. He says, hello, all from Northern California, part of the UPI, United Prospectors International.
Hello.
Nice. Hello, Silver Clan.
Ellie, I don't know if you caught that before in the chat, but 406 Miner and Prospector 406, both from up there in Montana, there's a sapphire mine right close to where they have their claim.
Yeah, he
right
said
by the Lincoln claim.
I've been trying to kind of keep an eye on the things. I haven't written too much down, but yes, I kind of see that, and that would be awesome, guys. I would love to come up to Montana to do something. That would be very cool.
I actually got a bag of the gravels and found 3 sapphires that they had sent. See, that's one of those postal prospecting. You don't always have to go there to get it, people. We've got all kinds of awesome stuff. Right now, Prospecting 406 has well, you do have to go to, it's not as fun if you don't find it in the wild. Exactly. But if you're not, if you're chair bound, if you're differently abled,
yes.
If you're chair bound, differently abled, you can't get out and do it.
Yep.
We will gladly send you some stuff and you can have some fun with it. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things we like to do. And Prospecting 406 sends out awesome gem bags and pay dirt bags as well.
Awesome.
And if we can't send it to you, we probably know somebody who can.
That's right.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. I'll be in Montana at the end of this month hanging out with those boys. So I'll let you know how the sapphires are, Ellie. Don't worry.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he's going to go get, you're going to go rockhounding. You're going to get to go watch the premiere of their episode because, like I said, they were on with Dave Turin. And then you're going to go join their club.
I am. I'm going to join the Montana GPAA. So there you go.
Well,
And you're
there
going to join their private club as well,
I
so you
am.
can go on their private claims.
Yeah. I'll make you a trade, Ellie. I'll give you a bag of sapphires for one of those cool little bags you just gave away tonight. So,
sounds good.
all right. There you
You
go.
tell-
Yep.
You tell me when you're in Montana. I'll send it to that address.
I will be there end of April, and then let's do that. Send it there, and I'll talk
What
with.
you gotta
Um,
you gotta message me. Give me the address.
I will.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll
So,
talk.
any jewelry on Instagram or Kevin Rose on YouTube has the sapphire bags. So if anybody's looking for them, make sure you get them. And 403, you will be visiting Spider Hole.
No, I'm not
Spider
going to
Mine.
Spider-Mine. I don't know why.
Spider Mine. Oh,
We-
what is
All right.
Spider Mine?
Oh, so basically you go in there and there's 1, 2, 3 million spiders everywhere.
Yeah,
fun.
and
That's not
it's
bad.
smart. It's smart putting a guy with arachnophobia in a mine full of spiders. That seems.
So
like a
we
good-
told them the
Yeah.
best thing to do is get some aqua net, get a lighter,
He's not
make a
wrong.
blowtorch, man. Them
I'm-
spiders will go away.
I'm gonna bring a tiger torch. I'm not. Yeah, we're not gonna mess around with this.
Or just start popping Roman candles in there.
Spiders aren't bad as long as they're not black widows or brown recluse. I mean, all you gotta do is just shoo them away.
Nope, the
Like-
wolf spiders bite and that hurts too.
Yeah, no, I'm
They're
just.
not like deadly.
I'm not a fan. I'm sorry. I'm
I don't
just.
know.
Yeah,
That's
no.
I don't mind spiders so much. I hate ants. Ants freak me out. Every size, little, big, whatever. I flip out.
Oh,
Can't
really?
handle it. Oh yeah.
No. Yeah.
Well,
See.
my cousin threw me in a bush when I was like, I don't know, I think I was 5, 6 years old. And I felt all these things all over me. And it was at my grandma's house. And all of a sudden I pop out of this bush and I'm covered with ants. And my grandma's sitting there with the hose because she heard me screaming. And I don't know why she all of a sudden had the hose, but she starts squirting me off with like this freezing cold water. And I'm covered with ant bites. Not a good situation. Hate ants. They're just ugh.
Yeah. No, I'm not a. Ants. I'm not. Were there fire ants or? They must have
No,
been fire
they
ants.
hurt really bad. I have no idea what they were. I was too small, but I remember the whole thing that happened.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
But
that
to
would
this
do
day,
it.
I can't handle them.
We're looking for a link for Elo.
I'm dropping it.
You're dropping.
I'm
it?
dropping it. I'm dropping it.
I just saw that.
I'll hook up the senior citizens. Jack Coleman. Yes, I'm calling you a senior citizen.
Ellie,
All right.
Ellie, I sent you a message on Instagram. Just
Oh,
so you know.
wonderful.
All right. There you go. There is her bio site, Ellie Knows Rocks. Thank you guys for watching. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you and hope to see you in our next one. We do have some stuff coming up with scheduling, so we're going to have some pop-ups. We have a couple bullion dealers, some silver artists. We also have the Pretty Prospector on May 4th. We've been chatting with some of them people from that TV channel she's talking about.
Yeah, that
Um,
TV channel. Two people from that TV channel. We're just working out schedules right now, and then
Sweet.
that will.
and
be-
then
yeah,
we have Shreky Lou. So like I said, if you guys are looking for any silver, right here, you got the Shrek and Wreck show on Saturday, YouTube and Facebook. They do live stream awesome silver art, awesome silver deals. And if you don't have your Shreky Lou rounds, what's wrong with you? I got mine.
I have to.
All right.
I have to agree with Shrek. Yeah, you're right.
But all right, YouTube, and oh, we're still on Twitter. Facebook still crashed. But all right, YouTube and Twitter, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you on the next one.
Thumbs up
Good
on
night,
the way
YouTube.
out, everybody.
Thanks,
Bye.
Ellie.
Don't forget to click the links for my awesome co-hosts and our guest, and smash that thumbs up like they said.
Everybody, get
All
them.
right.
Get them all.
Bye,
Thanks,
guys.
Later.
Ellie. Thank you, Ellie.
Bye,
Thank you,
guys.
Ellie.
Thank you very